Good evening, welcome back. Black Lobster here with another set of questions from Stygimoloch29 over on the JWA forums. He's posted up two more. Sorry, Stitchy, I keep calling you he. I don't know whether you are or not, so I apologise if not. Two more topics, so I thought I'd throw these out on the channel and just try and generate a bit of discussion and get my sort of points of view out. Question one for this particular set was, do you agree with the fact that there are hybrids that have different abilities than their ancestors? Personally, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I'm not really sure why it bothers other people. As long as the creatures are a fair combination or improvement upon the combination of the two parents, I don't see a problem. So I don't know. Just it's an interesting question, but the answer simply is it just doesn't bother me. But that might be just because I don't really play hybrids. But question two: do you agree with the existence of cautious strike in the game? Oh, that's a big question. Cautious strike, as far as I'm concerned, is a broken ability. It was worse before it lost the cleanse mechanic, but it still ends up being an anti-dodge. Give yourself dodge, increase your own speed, take away their speed. There's too much in it for a basic ability. It's too powerful. It needs a severe rebalancing or redesign. It's not a bad concept for an ability, but it needs to be more balanced, simply put. Question three: do you agree with people who attack Indoraptor Gen 2 users? Sorry. I don't agree with attacking anybody. I'll be honest. I was very much in the camp of I don't like Dracoceratops, and I'm still very much in the camp of I don't like Proceratomimus. I think they and the use of Indoraptor Gen 2 are quite boring. I think there's no enjoyment to it being played against you, and I can't really see there must be that much enjoyment in playing it. But I don't. But whether you think that or not, I don't agree with attacking somebody because of their choice of creatures. We are in a how can I put it? We're in a state of the game where, quite frankly, if you want to be competitive and you want to climb that arena, you have to play the best of the best. And well, I don't know whether Indoraptor Gen 2 quite qualifies as up there. There are certain creatures which are a must-play at certain points. So I can't fault anyone for using something like Indoraptor Gen 2. But back to the question. No, I don't agree with attacking anybody on the forum or in play or throwing some stupid emoji at them. If you don't like it, fine, but you shouldn't take it out on another player or give them grief on the forums or in an alliance chat for using it. It's entirely up to them. It's bad play to be doing that otherwise. Question four: do you agree with people who don't use stat boosts? Absolutely. You shouldn't have to use stat boosts. It's part of the game. It's there as a money-making mechanic for Ludia, which is perfectly fine. If people don't want to use them, then that's fine. They don't have to, as long as they understand that they are not going to be climbing up that arena. They are not going to get past a certain plateau point. But if people don't want to use them, that's entirely up to them. I mean, I don't really use boosts. I only use the free ones that I get, and even then I haven't used all of them. I use them on certain creatures which are a staple for me. But, you know, other than that, I don't really use them. Which follows up the next question. Do you agree with people who use stat boosts? Yes, absolutely. If you want to use them, go for it. I mean, if you're buying them, you're putting money towards the company, which is putting money towards the game, which is making it viable, which means it's going to be around a lot longer. And quite frankly, I hope that JWA stays around for years. But in the game, yes, sometimes it's very frustrating especially when you end up, because of the matchmaking mechanic, running into somebody whose team is either high level you and heavily boosted, or appropriate to your level but heavily boosted. It can be very frustrating, but with boosts, people should be climbing up the arena, and in theory, they should be all bunching their way at the top, and the rest of us get plateaued a bit further down. I know it doesn't quite work that way, but boosts are there for a reason. They're a speed up for yourself, or a way of achieving the strike towers that you can't otherwise beat. It's a part of the game that you can choose to access if you want to, and nobody should get put down for using boosts or not using boosts. Question 6. Do you agree with the recent changes that the game has had? Nerfs, buffs, reworks? In general, yes, because I think slowly things are working out better in that regards. Certain creatures need to be nerfed, certain ones need to be buffed. Some things need a severe rework, for good or bad. So yes, I think the recent changes that we have had, I'm assuming recent changes here is referring to the last update, but I would say over the last maybe couple of updates, where we've seen a lot of changes and tweaks to creatures, probably over the last 6 months to a year. I think it's all necessary, and it's all a good way of keeping the game alive and fresh. And question 7, the last one for this particular bunch. Do you agree with the fact that we have aquatic creatures in the future? Well, unfortunately, it's not fact, which is a shame. But I want aquatic creatures in the future. I want marine reptiles. I want things like Basilosaurus, which is like an ancient whale. I want things like Camaraceros, which is a giant orthicone. I want Dunkleosteus. I want Megalodon. I want placoderms and other things, giant sea scorpions. I would love to have all this in the game, absolutely. And I really hope that at some point we'll get it. I was kind of hoping that 2020 would be the age of the sea monster, but it looks to be more like it's going to be the Permian expansion throughout the next year, like we had Cenozoics for the previous year. So let's hope that 2021 gives us sea monsters and the like. That's the first bunch of the new questions. I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'll also post this to the relevant thread on the JWA forums. So let's see what responses and topics we can get out of that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and take care, and good dinosaur hunting.